Good morning, everybody. It's Rabbi Kolakowski again. I wanted to talk about something I was thinking about this morning. We have Parshas Tazria coming up this week, and the power of thought, of meditation, of Torah study, and of devotion in Jewish idea. Because why do we learn Parshas Tazria? Why do we read the portion of the Torah this time of the year referring to the laws of the red heifer? Book of Numbers, chapter 19, which is the reading that we read. We read about the laws of how to be purified, different types of impurity and purity in Jewish law. People have pointed out, although it's a semantics issue, purity and impurity are the wrong words. Brevity is something that I lack. I could just go on and on and on. And when I notice in other people that there's something to it, I remember some years ago, I saw a video it was like a British talk show, one of these shows where you go and, like a British version of I'm thinking like Sally Jesse Raphael, where, she would go to the audience with the microphone and then go back to the panel on the stage and talk to them. So it was a British show like that, and on the stage you had a priest, an imam, a rabbi. So the Lubavitcher rabbi, an old Lubavitcher rabbi with a white beard, and this they asked him, why is it, in Leviticus, it's actually this week's Parshas Shmini, isn't it? So we'll connect Shmini and Para here. That after a girl is born, the impurity is twice as much. It's 2 weeks, and after a boy is born, it's 1 week. Does that mean girls are dirty? They're that these type of nonsense that people. And so he was trying to explain it. He said this. He had the British accent and everything, and impurity. That's not exactly right. In Hebrew, we say tuma and tahara. Doesn't actually mean impurity, doesn't actually mean purity, it definitely doesn't mean dirty and clean. But these terms are used colloquially and poetically by our prophets, so it is clear that it does mean purity and impurity. But again, while he was explaining all that, they didn't have time. It's a TV show, and they just moved on. He didn't get to answer his question, and I don't know if he. And the answer, what I would give is the Mishnah in Yadayim. The Mishnah, again, we're talking again about the Sadducees and the Pharisees, seems to be a common theme, especially Parshas Tazria. The Sadducees ask the Pharisees, we don't understand something. You declare the books of Scripture to be impure. That's essentially the method of canonization of Jewish scripture. Is we say that which books render the hands impure, and we've explained this before, that people used to think they'll keep their holy books together with their holy food, with truma and meiser and things. Mostly truma, the tithes and the heave offerings. The heave offerings are the ones that specifically need to be kept in a state of purity. And the second tithe as well, and so people would store those together with their holy books. And the thing is, mice don't know the difference between holy food and not holy food. and then when they nibble on the food, they might wind up nibbling on the books. And so, in order to protect the books from being nibbled on by mice, the rabbis declared that all sacred scripture renders the hands unclean, and therefore you shouldn't be storing it together with food. It was a method of protecting the scripture from being desecrated. So the rabbis declared the Holy Scripture that the method of canonization was to declare which books are clean and which books render the hands unclean. Matames Yadayim. So and that's why, for example, usually on a Torah scroll has rollers on it, so you're not actually touching the parchment. And again, it's a method of protecting the books. And it doesn't mean a printed book, it means something on a scroll, handwritten, generally is how that's understood. Anyway, so which books, render the hands unclean? So then the Sadducees said to the Pharisees, they said, we don't understand you, Pharisees. Again, that's their insulting term for the rabbis. Really, essentially, the rabbis never self-identified as Pharisees, and the rabbis actually said that the Pharisees who they walk into walls because they want to be careful not to see something they shouldn't see, which you should be careful, and they wind up walking into walls. That people like that destroy the world. So the rabbis didn't have a very high opinion of of actual Pharisees, but it's not in the sense of a political party as much as a sense of here I am talking and talking. So he said anyway, I'm almost to work, I'm very late, so I can't go on, and I wanted to talk about something very important. So I didn't finish davening yet either. So I have to say, Ashrei L'Tzion, I learned 4 Perkei Mishnah and I didn't finish davening. What's wrong with me? So I don't know if I'm going to have time today. So the answer they gave is that that's all, they answered a question to the question. They said, so you're upset that we say, so the Sadducees said to the Pharisees, why do you say that the books of Scripture render the hands unclean, but the writings of Homer do not? It doesn't make sense. You would think the writings of Homer should make the hands unclean, right? That's idolatry. And the rabbis answered, they said, that's the only question you have scripturally. The bones of a donkey are clean, and the bones of Yochanan Kohen Gadol, of John the high priest, render the hands, render total impurity. The highest level of impurity, avi avos tumah. And so the answer, they said, is mitoy chibasam hitumasam. The more something is beloved, the more it imparts impurity. Again, it's an answer they were giving to the Sadducees, but it's you could give that same answer here for this in Leviticus, in Parshas Shmini, about a girl, mitoy chibasam hitumasam. It's more respect to the girl, that there's double tumah on the girl. Not that boys have no respect, but the girls have more respect. and another answer is that because it's potential life, they're going to be mothers someday, and that's the respect that they have, is that they're going to be mothers. Let's see, can I fit in this? It's so difficult with the sun. So that's the answer that we'll give. All right, it's late and I gotta go. So I have a lot to talk about. Well, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll talk later.